Hi, just wanted to make a quick video to give a little more detail about preparing your lesson plan for the upcoming assignments. So first, you want to, oops, sorry. First, just referring to the instructions, this is a physical science lesson plan. In terms of writing a lesson plan, really helpful in step 3 is the lesson plan exemplar. That shows you an example of what kinds of things to include sorry, let me open it up. It shows you what kinds of things to include. So you don't use this one as a template, use that one in step 4, but that just gives you an idea, like desired outcomes are your standards. So make sure that you get your standard in here, including that computer science standard that's required. What will be the direct assessments and how, make sure those are connecting back to the goals and objectives, the desired outcomes. What key questions will students be able to answer as a result of the lesson? What kind of resources were used? And then this is where the lesson plan itself goes, detailed enough that that I could follow it if I was coming in and covering your classroom. So each of the steps of the lesson, what's happening, how's it being delivered, what are the students doing? Support is a really good place to put your differentiation, which is required in the assignment. So as we go back to the assignment and look at the directions, we've got to include these things: a hands-on activity, a literacy strategy, a technology application, an engineering application, assessment ideas, plus the things in the rubric, which is additional stuff like cultural competency, instructional activities for prior knowledge. You could accomplish those two in just like 2 questions, 2 thoughtful questions asked in the mystery science lesson that I'm about to show you about how things connect to students' worlds and what they already know about the topic. You got to make sure you're demonstrating scaffolding and instructional differentiation, and college and career readiness is like communication skills. So make sure all of this is in there with the assessment. So how can you do all that? Well, I've pulled up a mystery science lesson. I do have an account with Mystery Science, and you probably need to sign up for an account in order to see all of the lessons, but they typically offer a free one that you can sign up for, and it's like good for a year kind of thing. So sign up, it's worth it. You can use it for all 3 assignments that are coming up. So this is a 3rd grade physical science assignment. So let's start with the standard. So there's our standard. So you copy and paste that right into the lesson plan. Add a computer science standard, as I talked about in my other video. And then any other supplemental standards. If you find this is going to cover, you add stuff and it's covering an ELA standard, fine, put that in there too. But you definitely want this physical science standard. And then here's why mystery science is great. Like 85% of what you need is right here in this lesson. It's already an inquiry-based lesson. So you know that it's starting with a question that students have to figure out the answer to. So there's your inquiry. This video is for students. So you will start with this. This is how you're going to engage them in the learning. So this is already here. So you'll want to take a look at that. And then after the video, here's all the other things you can add to your lesson plan. There's an activity for this one. And what's great is it's already an engineering design application, because they're going to build something and then try to improve upon it. So, so here's all your worksheets and things that you need for it. It's got a teacher guide, teacher tips, so that you know what you're doing. You can preview the activity with a little video. There is vocabulary here. Don't front load vocabulary. We don't do that in inquiry, but at some point you'll want to cover the vocabulary in the lesson. Here's some assessments that you can use or you can modify for your use because you need that. Over here are supplemental things for mystery science lessons. Notice one of them is unit readings. So if you click on this, you'll find some reading options that go along with this. You can use one of those for your literacy strategy, add that to your lesson plan. There's usually an additional activity. This one is to have the kids try some tug of war gently with very good instructions, but you could add that somewhere in the lesson or have students do that as enrichment if they finish early so that you're differentiating the lesson. And also note that you can toggle the lesson narration to Spanish. So that might be another differentiation strategy that you can use. But you can pull all these things into your lesson plan. And then for anything that's missing, you can supplement accordingly. If you're not sure what to supplement with, this is a good place to use Magic School. That also is free. And then you could go in there and say, here's a standard. How could I add cultural competency. What could I ask for cultural competency related to this standard? And it'll give you some ideas. So you don't have to come up with these on your own. You can use the resources, but that's basically how you'll want to use this to get the information into your lesson plan. Hope that helps.